Those of us who are regulars at the Job Train Breakfast of Champions look forward to this part of the program. In the great tradition of Will Rogers, George Carlin, the Smothers Brothers, our next speaker uses humor to teach us and touch our hearts. He's a bear of a man, and he has to be, to have room for that big old heart. Here's Micheal Pritchard.
I will not keep us long, but I will keep us strong. Not too long ago, a young mother called me because her veteran husband had gotten completely spun out of control. When I first started probation and parole, I used to do a lot of interventions, and now in my middle 60s, I do probably more now than I've ever done. And I went over to a family home early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. And on my way there, I was driving thinking what to say to this young man who was completely on alcohol and drugs. And his 9-year-old son was sitting at the front steps, and he looked at me as I walked up, and he goes, "Please, Mr. Mike, please, please, please help my daddy. Help my daddy." I said, "Come on, let's go talk to your pop." We walked into the room with this young man. Until the day I die, I will never forget the words that this young man said to his father. "Dad, last night a stranger came into our home, and he beat up Mom and I, and you weren't here to defend us because you were the person who did it." He looked at me and he said, Take me please right now." And I said nothing to him, but I knew that the pathway was clear. The truth had been told, and the individual understood that it was now time to change. Now time to gather up. Dr. Martin Luther King said, "There'll come a time in your life when you can do the right thing, or you can look the other way. If you look the other way, you're already dead." Oh, you'll go on living, you'll go on through life, you'll breathe to the very end, but you will be dead. And what you're here to do, what you can accomplish, and what you could have become are gone. This place, this sacred sanctuary, where we save lives and give lives to people, where we uplift human spirits, where coaches bring the greatest athletes in the world, where great professors and teachers come and teach us what it's all about, the journey. When I was a young man, I started to learn early in life. If you judge people, you'll never have time to learn to love them. Put yourself in check. Now I work with, I love kids who are learning different. One of them said,
Hey, Mr. Mike, did you know that blame is just me with blah, blah, blah in front of it?
"And did you know that blame is be lame?" And I told him that if you can point a finger to blame, you can lend a hand to help. So when we're around individuals every day, reach out in compassion. Look and find that heart. Don't overstand. Let's try that again now, folks. Let's get on frequency. Don't overstand.
Understand.
Best ship to sail on? Friendship. There it is, folks. Real simple stuff. Keep it simple for all of us. They put me, when I did the Happy movie, they found out what makes a person happy. Well, I got to tell you, Patrick, what makes me happy. I was an ADD kid. You know how you can tell? I can sit at Skywalker Ranch going, "I'm President Nixon." Can you imagine that I had ADD? Now, here's the thing. We're all learning different. And the pathway is clear. What we do here. Reaching out to each other. Showing compassion to each other. Folks, it's hard out there right now. Too much anger. And anger past 30 seconds is ego. I was teaching anger management. A lady at the airport said, a guy walked up to me and said, "Do you have any idea who I am at all?" She said, "I just got on the loudspeaker." And I went, "Folks, there's a man over here who doesn't know who he is. If any of you recognize him, please come over." Nobody can get your goat unless you tell them where it's tied, folks. That'll hit you later. sometimes that generosity of spirit to let go of that. Too much anger. It can't be the rage of age because we're in. And Toffler said, if we have high tech, we must have high touch. Last thing I want to say, real simple. How do we do it? We reach out. We don't judge people. We help. We uplift. This is what community is all about. The little boy, I tell the kids who are bullying, the little boy you're picking on and teasing and making fun of is someday going to be the paramedic that saves your life. The girl that you've made fun of because she's dyslexic and can't read, she'll be the nurse that sits up all night long with your mom in the hospital taking care of her after a car accident like you were there. The boy you call crybaby and sissy and homo and faggot and you tease him, he doesn't even want to come to school. Someday, he'll be the emergency room physician who saves a member of your family. We're all a community. That's what today is about. All of our folks who learned to chef from Adam, nurturing food, all of the constructors constructing, all of us finding ways to help each other out. And I think back to that one time when they put me in because they wanted to know what made me happy. What lit the frontal precortex of my brain up? One story. Little girl. I love kids. I know you can tell. They say funny stuff. What did you learn today, Owen?
Man, I'm tired because the police were at our house last night.
Oh, yeah? Why? Why'd the cops come there?
I don't know, but they stole all my dad's tomato plants and then wrote him a letter.
Little girl, 4th grader, I go, how do you make friends with someone who's different, Ramona? She goes, Mr. Mike, I had a friend from 1st grade. She was hungry in her eyes for somebody to be her friend. I go, what do you mean, Ramona, hungry in her eyes? Mr. Mike, she's deaf. She cannot hear. And when I first come here, I don't have English, and so they leave me out, and I was over there, and nobody would include me, and I was by myself. And I saw in her eyes what I saw in my own, that I needed to help her, because she needed to have a friend. So I decided to take a course in sign language for 4 weeks, for an hour a day. And my mom, she would take off work from cleaning houses and walks me up to the rec center. We're learning basic sign. And this girl is rich from the hill from apartment, but not rich, but now we're like best friends and we have sleepovers and she's mi corazón. I go, wasn't that nice of your mom to take you up there every day? And she goes,
Well, yeah, well, it was nice of me to go up there too.
I go, what did you learn from learning to do sign language to make sure she was your friend? She goes, now I always listen a lot more with my eyes and my heart than I do with my ears and my brain. In the spirit of this great morning, listen with your eyes and your heart. As you're walking out, celebrate those individuals here. Uplift them. Say kind words to each other. When you get to work, do yourself and all of us a favor. Say what you learned here this morning. Talk about how we don't just redeem lives, we give lives back. And I promise you that someday you'll be on a journey and maybe one of your kids will need help. And every day I'm around children, they teach me more than I could ever teach them. Watch your tempers out there now, folks. I asked the little kid, what'd you learn today? He goes,
Don't let their bad day be your bad day or your bad day be their bad day. Don't play angry tag with people.
I go, can you come to Washington, D.C. with me? I want to thank all of us here, Nora and Sharon, and the transition that's going on. Paul, God bless you, brother. The real successes in America aren't the people that love money and use people. They're the people that love people and use money. That's what this morning's about. Take care. Thank you guys very, very much.